So today we're going to be going over my favorite fingerboard obstacles. So I definitely gathered a few of my favorite fingerboard obstacles. We're going to go over all of them. They are all by different companies. I guess I kind of formulated somewhat of a rating scale, or there's a reason why I picked everything. We'll definitely talk about price. We're going to talk about how much I actually use the obstacle, and just like, I guess, how versatile the obstacle is. Like, how many ways can you use it? Some of these features I've had for a really long time. Some of them are a lot newer. People always ask me, as like a new fingerboarder, what obstacles do you think I should get? What's worth it in your opinion? What's not worth it in your opinion? So hopefully today we'll definitely cover those things. Yeah, so let's just get kind of right into it. The first obstacle I actually bought was a flat bar, and it was actually this EMA circle rail. This one's obviously like brand new still. I think I've had now like 2 or 3 of them. I know one of my homies has my original one. The second one I actually think I left somewhere. And then, yeah, anyways, homie hooked me up with another one. It's just a great first feature. I believe these are even on Amazon for 20 bucks. Before I forget, I'm gonna leave my little Amazon link. It does have this flat bar in there, and it actually does have this, but we'll get to this later. Just before I forget, just wanted to mention that. I think for the price of this, like I was saying, was $20. I think it's a great deal. It comes with non-slip pads, so this thing is not sliding around. It's actually pretty heavy. It is real steel, it's real metal. It's actually cool because I think it's actually like really welded, which is kind of awesome. And you can use this thing for so many things. Yes, it's a great flat bar, but it's also great for putting up and down obstacles. You can kind of really get creative with a flat bar. You can see it is the circle rail. And the reason why I actually like the circle rail over the square bar, when I lock into certain grinds like feebles, Smith grinds, crook grinds, it feels really nice on a circle rail. That's kind of the reason why I picked this. They do make this in a square, like a square flat bar, which is really nice as well. This thing, I mean, I've just learned a ton of tricks on this as well. And I'll show you guys all the different ways I use this. Just such a perfect flat bar. Like it's just so nice. It's just like a decent long grind too, which is nice. But yeah, these things are just super fun. If you have like a little drop or something, you know, now you got yourself a little handrail situation. This is like, you could sesh this for hours. Like this is the best. Like honestly, like being able to sesh like a little down handrail is like so much fun. And then you can obviously make it a little shorter if you want, you know, keep it longer, do whatever you want, but like skate over it like a handrail is kind of fun. You can even angle it if you want. There's just a lot of options when it comes to having a flat bar. So while we're talking about rails, the other flat bar I have in my collection that I think is really worth it is this little guy. It's the pocket size rail. This is also an EMA flat bar. It's a Slush Colt collab. I think only 6 inches. It's really great. I actually throw this in my little like fanny bag all the time. It's just a great rail to bring with me everywhere. Show you, we're gonna sesh this thing as well. I'll show you a bunch of different ways I use this rail. Surprisingly, there's just so many different good ways to use a little flat bar. It's a great thing to carry with you. It's pretty heavy actually for how little it is. It also has the metal non-slip pads. It's also a great rail that you can just kind of like make so many cool little skate spots with this obstacle. Have the little pocket rail, how much of a difference this makes. Cause like now look at this. Now like doing like a rail like this is ridiculous. It's like kind of too short, you know? It's like really steep. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely still really cool and a lot of fun, but you can just see the difference, how much more mellow of a rail this is, kind of nice long mellow grinds, where this is like a quick little ding, like this is like skating like a little like 4 or 5 stair handrail, you know, just a little something, you know? But at the same time, it is really challenging and fun, so this is also a great option because you can do a lot with it. So look, even just using this extra little bank right here, I can kind of put this here now. Like, whoa, like look at this, now I have a little gap to rail going on. Like now look at this situation, like look how chill this is now. Kind of mellows out the rail like this. It just kind of, I don't know, there's a lot of options on this thing. It's cool. Okay, I wanted to get the kickflip feature or something. Anyways, but yeah, just kind of showing you how like you can just, there's so many ways to utilize this little thing. I mean, obviously I didn't even think of it, but like even just having the little short rail to drop is kind of sick too. Like I said, the flat bars give you so many options. You really can't get bored with a flat bar. Like there are just so many options that you can do with this thing. It's great. You know, having the double rail can definitely make it cool and interesting. You know, you can definitely do a lot with this. Combos for days, but yeah, you get the point of the flat bar. It's great. The next obstacle I want to talk about is the EMA ledge. This is really old. I think there's a few different styles of these. This is also on Amazon. I'll put it on my list as well. This one only has the angle iron on one side. I've seen variations of this where there's no angle iron or there's angle iron on both sides of it. But really, whatever it is, I just really highly suggest a little box. A box is just really essential as well. It's just like a flat bar. It's really good for learning all your tricks on it. And you can also throw it down a bunch of different obstacles. You can angle it, you can make it a hubba, you can make it an up ledge, you can make it like a kicker ramp session. I'll show you all the ways I like to use this thing. It's just a lot of fun. Now we're just getting a little closer look at the ledge. Just kind of showing you guys like you can session this thing. It's not going anywhere. Great for the grinds, great for the slides. I've just learned so many like little tricks on this thing, so it just really hits. Oh, also doubles as a manual pad as well, as you saw. Kind of forgot about that. Definitely essential. Because the other thing I like to do with it, honestly, is flip it on its side, and now you kind of got like a taller box right here. And this just kind of adds in some fun, makes it a little different, adds a little height to it, especially if you have like a little wall you can push it up against. It's kind of nice, have something different. Also kind of just bringing this like little thing back over here. You know, you got a good hubba ledge now like this. Like, look how, this is perfect, you know? Between the rail and the little box going down something. And if you don't even have something like this, you could just literally get like a textbook or something, honestly, or just like stack a bunch of magazines and you got yourself a little something, you know? When I was in 8th grade, we used to stack textbooks and make like big 2-3 blocks. It was super sick. But yeah, anyways, just showing you the hubba idea of this. You know, obviously, like I was saying, you can turn it this way, make it like a bigger hubba now you got going on. Pop it up against like something now, like this too. Now you got the up ledge going on over here, kind of sick. Oh yeah, like this is honestly like really nice, honestly. I like this. This is super fresh. And you can even skate it kind of like a kicker ramp, like ollie on, hit something going off, you know what I mean? You could even set something else up here. You just have, this thing is great. You can really just utilize a ledge. I think it's just really important to have in your fingerboard obstacle collection. Like I said, this was really the second obstacle I bought, and I still have it to this day. I haven't given it away. I've kept it. I still use it. So yeah, definitely one of my favorites in the collection. I'm sure this is also a $20 buy as well. So I think for the price, it's really worth it. It's also small enough that you could throw it in your backpack and you can bring it everywhere too. So definitely super chill. Next two ones are Brooskibuilds parking blocks. These things are super essential. I freaking love these things. These are real cement. They have the non-slip bottoms as well. I bring this little curb with me everywhere. It's also another like little feature I throw in my fanny bag all the time. Funny because even the little parking block, yes, it's fun just to get little slashes on, skate over it and whatnot, but I definitely use this in a few different other ways too. So I'll show you the different ways I sesh this as well, because I definitely really like this thing, especially having both of these. You can do a lot of cool variations with the curbs. Obviously the long guy is just nice, like you can just get nice grinds in it and whatnot. It just feels good. It's just really nice cement. The details on it are really good. But yeah, definitely just something else in the collection that I've had for a really long time, and I personally think these things are worth it. I think these are all priced at different prices, but also one of those things that's like in that $20 zone. Here's just like the long curb right here. I mean, it just is such a nice curb. So nice to do slappy tricks on. Like it just slides and grinds real smooth. I have like the rails on my board, so that's how, I mean, it slides really nice with these things. But it's just really fun to do slappy tricks on. It just feels like really satisfying being able to do like a nice long grind on cement. The little guy, like I was saying as well, is super fun too. All honestly, like you can even use this as like a little lifter. Kind of helps, is cool. So you have a nice little drop now, or a little something now to go up on it, which is kind of chill. You can also, like, what I like to do is using something like this even. So you kind of have to like grind and kind of pop out and over that, you know, or something. Look at this, like that. Maybe a little kink or something, you know. Hit the board slide around it. Double curbs is just super fun. Even just the little guy, honestly, is like super fun to session. Even just pretending just to do little like stalls and stuff on it is fun. I also like to put this on top of my quarter pipe. Put the little guy just like up in the corner on the quarter pipe like that. And honestly, it's just so sick to add that little extra feature. So it just adds, you know. That's why I think I love it so much. I can just use it for so many little things. I don't know, it's pretty great. I forgot I used to run this too. I used to run like the double grind down it. It's so chill to make like the mini curb hubba. Jam or something to go up it, you know. Kind of chill. The next feature is actually kind of a newer feature. This is by Decent Bit. I believe this is also in that $20–$25 range. I need to double check on the price, but this has also become one of my favorite obstacles. There's a few reasons why. We're gonna definitely get into it, and you'll definitely see why when we start sessioning it. First of all, it is 3D printed, which I think is pretty cool. Usually on 3D printed obstacles, it has like those like lines all over it, and it makes that like zzz, zzz, zzz sound, you know? This is really smooth on the sides. It has that texture on the sides of it, like that little layering process. But the top part is really nice, and it's really smooth. So I really like that. Also, it has some non-slip pads, some thick ones. And for it being 3D printed, it's actually heavy. It has some weight to it. I don't know if they throw some weights inside or something, but like when I picked this thing up, I was like surprised how heavy it was, just how stable it was. And I always need a little kicker. It's kind of crazy when like I'm fingerboarding, there's always like something about this high. Either I want to set it up to make it like a bank to go up it, or just using it as a natural kicker. If I'm gonna go over an obstacle or a bump to ledge, bump to rail, whatever it may be, this thing, honestly, I've been trying to find the perfect one, and this thing has been awesome. I wish I found it sooner, better late than never. I found it at Slush Cult Mini Mart, and I have not looked back. You can see it's been my little like embankment for like my barrier, for my rail, for a few different things already, and that's just holding it. And that's just kind of holding an obstacle up. Also, as you saw, I was using it as like a bump to grind as well, so that's a great feature for that. Also, just to make a mini Euro gap, like look at this. So now I have my little stage here. I got my little kicker ramp here, and now we have a perfect little Euro gap going on here. The guy just provides a lot. It doesn't look like much, but it does do a lot. This is by OG Fingers. It's like a barrier bank quarter pipe. This one was made like years ago, but I do want to bring it out and show you guys. I think he does have a similar version of it where it's just like more of a barrier on one side and a bank on the other side. And there's a few reasons why I freaking love this thing. I've had a few different just straight barriers over the few years. I love the barrier, it's always super fun. But when I'm using the barrier, I do want to do like a wall ride or grind it or something. And sometimes the barriers are not the best for that. It's just not super smooth, or I mean, it still works, don't get me wrong, it's fun. But like having an actual smooth, steep quarter pipe is a lot more fun. Also, having the steep textured bank on the other side is a really nice touch. Just in general, being able to skate it like a spine is really fun. Treating it like a kicker is pretty nice. You could still set it down something as if it was still like a barrier going down something, because you could still grind up in and out of it. So there's definitely a lot of options for it. Also, it's really heavy. It's not gonna go anywhere. This one actually doesn't have any non-slip pads, but does have some texture on the side, so it definitely grabs on the surface so it doesn't go anywhere. That's the reason why I really like this feature. Is usually on my fingerboard parks, I like to have a quarter pipe or a bank at the end of it. This usually is that piece at the end of it or before it, and it acts like a perfect bank or perfect quarter pipe at the end. Especially when my little fingerboard table is set up, this piece is always there. Your pieces like this range from like 25 to 40, I wanna say. It's definitely a higher price obstacle, but in my opinion, I think it's worth it. It's definitely full cement, like I said. I utilize the heck out of this thing. I mean, it looks cool, it grinds good. I mean, there's a lot going for it. Like, let's say I hit the hubble edge, right? We hit the hubble edge, now I have the little quarter pipe, I can go back. And just kind of having this set up at the edge of my table at all times is just super essential. Being just like the simple quarter pipe or bank. The other way I do like to session this feature, kind of using it as like a grind out. So I'll grind it and kind of go out like that, which is a lot of fun. Either out of the quarter pipe side or even with the bank side is super fun too. Also like to skate this where I do grinds into it. So I'll like do a grind then go in, which is kind of fun. So even on the quarter pipe side, that's great. Kind of treat it like that. And especially if you have like a little bump or something to it, oh man, now it's a good time. The texture on there just feels really good when you grind it. And now you pretty much have your bump to barrier that you would normally session. And with this barrier, sort of say, you can actually like go into it nice and smoothly, where on like some of the other barriers, it's super abrupt, or there's like other holes or features so you can't ride up it smoothly. That's just a reason why I love this little thing. It's just so smooth. And just for the bank side too, like this is just so nice. Like, it's just so nice to grind and go into this thing. It's just so chill. This thing is great. Let's say you want to set this thing up like a little like barrier down ledge kind of thing going on too. Boom, easy money right now. I mean, it's so fresh. You could still grind, ride in. Same with this. It's like grind, slide in. Even going up it is chill too. There's just like, it just gives you a lot of options with it being a barrier, quarter pipe, and a bank. There's just a lot going on here in all the best ways. So those are a few of my favorite fingerboard obstacles. Comment, let me know what you guys think about these obstacles. Do you guys have any of these in your collection? And for everybody that's new to fingerboarding and looking into obstacles, I hope this helped answer some of your questions that you were looking for. Now that there is just so many fingerboard obstacles or so many options, I'm sure there's some other great options out there that I've never seen or didn't mention. Definitely comment and let me know what those are. I may not know. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next fingerboard sesh.